Personal injury attorney Stewart Vance from the Vance Law Firm is in studio with us this morning, waiting to answer your legal questions right here on air. Again, that number to call 420-9732, 420-9732. Stewart, always good to see you. We'd like to remind folks what cases you typically handle.
We typically handle cases where someone has been injured by no fault of their own. They could be slightly injured in a car wreck, on the job, in a business setting, really anywhere, anytime, any place, no matter how serious or not serious necessarily the injury appears to be. Please give us a call because it's a free call and we're happy to answer your questions and get you on the right path.
Car accidents are a big part of what you handle. Here it is at spring break. Traffic is picking up on the roads. More traffic on the roads means more accidents. What advice do you like to give folks before they head out?
Slow down and give yourself a little more time. That's good advice anytime, but especially now. You just said it, more cars on the road. Montgomery is a thoroughfare from the state, two interstates that come together. So we have a lot more folks in and around the city. So even though you may not be going on spring break, be careful because there are folks coming through our city and they aren't familiar with the roads. So just watch out for the other driver. And if you have any problems at all, always remember if something happens, call emergency assistance. First and foremost, make sure people are okay, and then take some pictures, take some photographs. That can always be helpful later, and then go get medical attention if you need it, and then call us after the fact. We can get you on the right path, and just knowing what to expect goes a long way.
It's not just those interstates. You also have 231, 331 that are popular to get to the beach as well, and those can take you through some really small towns, some rural roads.
That's exactly right. So slow down is a big part of that because I grew up in the Wiregrass, and it was, as you know, speed can go from 55 to 45 or to 25 very quickly. So not getting a ticket is another reason to slow down and take your time.
It's already expensive going on vacation. You don't want to add that to your
That's exactly right.
total right there. You mentioned if you're in an accident, go ahead, take some pictures, go ahead and document everything. And if they have questions, give you a call. That doesn't mean necessarily you're going to file a lawsuit or they're going to hire you.
Yeah, absolutely. That does not mean you're going to hire me. That's up to you and your family to make that decision. And there's no rush. 2 years from the date of the accident is when you have to either file a lawsuit or not file a lawsuit, but we can get a lot of cases resolved in a way shorter period of time than that. But really just knowing what to expect, what comes next. There's so many questions that people have. Whose insurance is going to cover what? That's automobile insurance. And it also deals with whose health insurance. Do you have health insurance? Medicaid, Medicare, TRICARE, Blue Cross, United Healthcare, the gamut out there. And who pays for what, when, and how is a big confusing part of all the claims we handle, and we sort it out every day, and that's worth the phone call alone just to find out that, and there's no cost for that.
Not just with car accidents. A lot of folks have beach or vacation properties, and they'll lend them out to their friends and your friends then, but if something happens on your property, it could turn into a whole different situation.
It can, and likewise the other side. If you're renting, Verbo or VRBO or the other, all the sites that you can rent places to stay, read those rules and contracts pretty close because sometimes people have specific rules, but really what they're doing is putting you on notice of any potential problem that they can foresee that may get them out of having to be responsible for your injury if you get hurt on their property. So always just pay attention to the fine print of anywhere you rent or any agreements you sign.
All right, Stewart, thank you so much. We're going to take some calls after the break. More Ask the Attorney when we come back. Here's that number again, 420-9732, to get your legal questions answered by Stewart Vance from the Vance Law Firm.